What if I told you that the most powerful energy in your body, the energy you've been throwing away your entire life, is the same energy that ancient warriors, monks, and geniuses used to literally change reality? Yeah, we need to talk. What's good, guys? Welcome back. So look, I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm not here to tell you that you'll grow wings and levitate after 30 days of retention. But I am here to tell you what actually happens, what I personally experienced, what the ancient texts say, and what the science, limited as it is, actually points to. Because here's the thing. I spent the first 25 years of my life completely unaware that I was leaking away my life force. Every few days, gone. And I wondered why I felt tired, foggy, unmotivated. Why I'd look in the mirror and feel flat, like something was missing, but I couldn't name it. Then I stumbled across semen retention. And honestly, my first reaction was, that sounds insane. But I was desperate enough to try it. That was over a year ago. I haven't looked back. I'm going to break this down in sections. The spiritual side, the mental and physical shifts, the dark side nobody talks about, and exactly how to make this work in your real life. Stay with me, because the second half of this video is where it gets genuinely powerful. What semen retention actually is? Let's get clear on what we're even talking about, because there's a lot of confusion. Semen retention is not just Nofap. It goes deeper than that. It's the intentional practice of conserving your sexual energy, your jing, as the Taoists call it, rather than releasing it habitually or unconsciously. In Taoism, jing is considered your foundational life essence. It's finite, it's precious, and when you waste it, you're literally draining your vitality at the root level. The Taoist masters believed that every time a man ejaculates, he loses a piece of his life force. Now, that might sound extreme, but sit with it for a second. In the Indian tradition of brahmacharya, the same principle exists. The great yogi Swami Vivekananda taught that when sexual energy is preserved and redirected upward through the spine, it transforms into ojas, spiritual radiance, mental clarity, creative power. This wasn't fringe thinking. This was the foundation of serious spiritual practice. So what are we really dealing with here? We're talking about redirecting the most creative force in the human body, the force capable of creating life, and channeling it into your work, your purpose, your awareness. The spiritual shifts, what actually happens. Here's where it gets real. I remember around day 45, I was meditating in the morning, which I'd struggled to do consistently for years, by the way, and something just opened. It's hard to describe without sounding weird, but I'll try. There was this stillness underneath my thoughts, like a lake that's usually choppy, suddenly going completely calm. I could feel my own presence in a way I never had before. Not in a mystical, I left my body way, just a deep, grounded sense of being here. That's what retention does spiritually. And here's why. First, your awareness sharpens. When you stop constantly chasing the next release, your nervous system stops running in that constant low-grade hunger mode. The mental chatter decreases. You start noticing things, synchronicities, patterns, opportunities that were always there, but drowned out by the noise. Second, your energy field changes. I know that sounds woo-woo, but ask any man who's done 60, 90, 120 days. People respond to you differently. There's a magnetism, an aliveness. It's not ego, it's energy. People can feel when a man has his power together. Third, you connect to something bigger. Whether you're religious, spiritual, or completely secular, retained energy seems to open a channel to what I'd call your higher self. intuition gets louder. Creativity explodes. Decisions become clearer. You start operating from a deeper place than just reaction and impulse. After about 90 days, I started waking up before my alarm naturally. My dreams became vivid, sometimes almost prophetic. I started journaling and pages just poured out of me. Ideas, clarity, direction. It was like the bandwidth of my inner life just multiplied.
The science behind the shift. Now, let's touch on what science says, because I don't want this to just be vibes. Research shows that testosterone levels spike significantly around the 7-day mark after abstaining from ejaculation, particularly around day 7, where some studies show a 45% increase. Now, testosterone isn't everything, but it is your drive, your confidence, your physical vitality. Beyond hormones, there's the concept of neuroplasticity and dopamine receptor sensitivity. Frequent ejaculation, especially tied to pornography, literally desensitizes your brain's reward system. You need more stimulation to feel the same level of excitement. Retention reverses that. Your dopamine system recalibrates. Suddenly, real life, a conversation, a sunrise, a hard workout, feels genuinely good again. Your body also stops producing seminal fluid constantly, which means resources that were being diverted get redirected. Zinc, protein, amino acids, the raw materials of vitality stay in your system.
All right, real talk time. Because if I only told you the highlights, I'd be doing you dirty. The first few weeks can be rough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Around days 5 through 14, you may feel irritable, restless, even anxious. Your body is used to a release valve. When you take it away, that pressure builds, and it looks for somewhere to go. I snapped at people I loved during week 2. I had nights where I couldn't sleep. That's not a reason to quit. That's a sign it's working. The discomfort is the energy moving. Wet dreams will happen, especially early on. Don't treat this as a failure. Your body is adjusting. It doesn't reset your progress unless you let it mentally. Stay in the game. The ego surge is real, and it's a trap. Around the 30-day mark, some men get this rush of confidence that tips into arrogance. You start feeling untouchable. That's the energy talking, not wisdom. Stay humble. Stay grounded. The goal is power with purpose, not just peacocking around. Retention without redirection is just repression. This is the big one. If you retain but don't channel that energy into something, training, creating, building, praying, studying, it will turn on you. Anxiety, aggression, obsessive thoughts. The energy needs somewhere to go. Give it a direction. Okay, here's your practical game plan. 1. Set a clear intention, not just a streak number. I'm retaining for 30 days is weak. I'm retaining to build my business, sharpen my mind, and deepen my spiritual practice is a reason your body will respect. 2. Replace the habit immediately. The moment an urge hits, move. Literally, drop and do 20 push-ups. Go for a walk, cold shower. Don't sit with it passively. Redirect it physically first. 3. Cold showers every morning. This is non-negotiable in my routine. Cold water drives energy downward and outward. It wakes up the body, reduces the heat of sexual tension, and trains discipline at the same time. 4. Meditate daily, even for 10 minutes. This is how you consciously move the energy upward toward creativity, intuition, spiritual awareness. Breathe deep into your belly. Visualize the energy rising from your base up through your spine. This is what the yogis called pranayama with bandha, energy locks. It works. 5. Guard your eyes and your inputs. What you watch, what you scroll, what you consume, all of it feeds or starves the beast. Cut the pornography completely. Reduce mindless social media. Feed your mind with things that build you. 6. Track your streak, but don't worship it. Use an app, a journal, whatever works. But remember, the number is not the point. The transformation is.
Here's what I want you to take away from this. You were not built to leak your power away. You were built to build something. A legacy, a life, a version of yourself that you'd actually be proud of. The men throughout history who created empires, masterpieces, movements, many of them understood this principle. Tesla, Gandhi, Pythagoras, Michelangelo, they weren't just disciplined by accident. This practice is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about choosing a deeper pleasure, the pleasure of becoming who you were actually meant to be. I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm telling you it's worth it. Every single day of this practice, I am more focused, more present, more alive than I have ever been. And that's not hype. That's just what happens when a man takes his energy seriously. All right. If this video hit different, do me a favor. Smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps more men find this content. Subscribe if you're serious about this journey. I post real, no BS content on retention, discipline, and masculine growth every week. Drop a comment below. I want to know, what's your current streak? Or what's your biggest struggle with retention right now? I read every single comment. And check the pinned comment. I've left a resource there that goes deeper into the spiritual side of this practice. You've got everything you need. Now go build something. I'll see you in the next one. Stay locked in.